everyone, good morning. I hope everyone is well and safe. So, for today, we will discuss the chapter 6, which is entitled Business Planning. So, when you venture into a new business or doing any form of innovation in a business organization demands or necessitates a plan, of course. A business plan that is well researched and well done is by itself an insurance against the elusive success that every entrepreneur is looking forward to. Yes, when preparing a business plan is not easy. It is a well written, honest to goodness document prepared by the entrepreneur that will convince the investor to invest, or it is a tool to sell your business story to financial resources and should be recognized. It is the direction and guide of the entrepreneur as to what is to be done and how to do it. It details out what is to be achieved over a certain period of time. So, planning and organizing enterprise demands proper evaluation, of course, the result skills, interest, and attitudes together with the needs of the community and degree of competition. So, for the objectives of this lesson, at the end of this lesson, you should be able to identify the importance of business planning and its advantages, as well as the step-by-step procedure in preparing a business plan. And you will also you will be also enumerate the factors and other necessities and how to manage and start a business successfully. So now we'll talk about the organizing the enterprise and planning the enterprise. So here are the concept of business plan. A business plan is a well-written business plan is one that contains all information necessary for the financing source to make a decision even without taking the entrepreneur. And according to Hisrich and Peter, for them, a business plan is a written document prepared by the entrepreneur that describes all the relevant external and internal elements involved in starting a new venture. So also for them, it is an integration of functional plans such as marketing, finance, manufacturing, and human resources. It also addresses both short-term and long-term decision-making for the first 3 years of operation. The business plan also takes care of the concerns of the potential investors in the business project, the suppliers, the funding requirements, and all required to commence the business and hopefully make it a successful business venture. And also, according to David E. Gompert, that a business plan is a document that convincingly demonstrates the ability of business to sell its products or services to make a satisfactory profit and be attractive to potential backers. And also, for David Gompert, he defined business plan as a selling document that conveys the excitement and promise of your business to any potential backers or stakeholders. And there are also other definitions of business plan, like thinking ahead of objectives, strategies, financing, production, marketing, profit prospects, and growth possibilities. Now, let's talk about the principles of business planning. So yes, planning must be realistic. It must be based on the available resources, human, financial and physical resources. And yes, planning must be based on felt needs. Yes, the objectives of an entrepreneur should fit the needs of the people in a community. It can be known through observation, personal interviews, and questionnaires. So yes, when you will think that you will start a business plan, you should also think what is the needs of in your community. And also planning must be flexible. Yes, resource needs and economic conditions change. So planning should be adjusted to such changes to be effective and relevant. And lastly, planning must start with simple projects. So there are also stages of business planning. So we have here in planned stage. This is where at this stage of the business, the owner manager is busy looking for funds, customers, materials, and equipments. He has no time for planning. So his entire attention is devoted to the daily operations of his business in his intense desire to survive. And next is the budgeting system stage. This is where eventually the owner manager realizes that they need to develop and use a budgeting system. So estimated income is made to facilitate the orderly function of the growing enterprise. And the next stage is that we have the annual planning stage. The owner manager drafts an annual plan, so he can use either the top-down planning or bottom-up planning. In top-down approach, he provides the goal and let the employee comply with it. While in a bottom-up approach, he encourages his employees to participate in planning the goals and strategies in their business planning. And lastly is what we call the strategic planning stage. So as the business enterprise becomes bigger, a long-time planning is needed. Di, kisa, magina ka?
Anong gibos?
Ang gipang sa nako. Gusto naman ko, yes, the criteria. I also have the criteria. So now let's talk about the criteria of effective planning. So first is that the plan should state clearly its objectives. Such clear statement is necessary so that those who will be involved in the execution of the plan will understand, accept, and support it. Of course, then the next one is that the plan should provide measures of satisfactory accomplishment of the objectives in terms of quantity, quality, time, and cost. And then the plan should state the policies which should guide people in attaining the objective. So it may or may not spell out the procedures for performing the required work. And then the plan should indicate what department or unit would be involved in accomplishing the objectives. And it may or may not spell out the procedures for performing the required work. And next, the plan should indicate time which should be allowed for each activity. So it may be necessary to establish a target data for completing the activity. And the plan should specify the required resources and their corresponding cost. And then lastly, the plan should designate the officers who will be held accountable for the accomplishments of the objectives. Now, there are components of business planning. So first is the SWOT. So the chances of a product or service can be evaluated through the SWOT analysis. Every product or service has its own strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. So planning should include the improvement of the product or service in order to survive in the competition. And next is the objectives. So these should be specific and realistic. Such of such objectives can be daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. And strategies. So these are ways of accomplishing the objectives. Such ways are stated in the financial, the production, marketing, and organizational plans of the enterprise. And lastly is the time frame. So in business, time is gold. For this reason, an entrepreneur must be efficient in time management. And there are also what we call characteristics of a sound business plan. So we have objective, clear, logical and simple, flexible, stable, and complete and integrated. So why do we need a business plan? Of course, to project general picture of the business project, to serve as a guide in implementing the business or project, to serve as a major input to investment decisions or major expenditures, to serve as reference or guide to policy formulation and development. And next, to serve as a guide for operational matters, to serve as a reference for a bank loan or financing purposes, to determine or to estimate the detailed technical and financial requirements, and to serve as an overall guide for the proponent or entrepreneur. So, as what I have mentioned earlier, that David Gumpert, he believed that a business plan is a selling point. So with a business plan, he can you sell the entire company as a package. So he cited the following reasons for doing a business plan as follows. So first, to sell yourself as a business, to obtain a bank financing, to obtain investment funds, to arrange strategic alliance, to obtain large contracts, to attract key employees, to complete mergers and acquisition, and to motivate and focus your management team. And now let's talk about the obtaining the facts for a business plan. So here are some questionnaires to get necessary data. So first we have, what is unique about my product or my service? Who are my competitors? How will my customer buy? And what is my share in the market? What is the market potential? Who are my customers and where are they located? Where will I put my business? And also, how big should be my plan or place of business? What equipment will I need and what size? How will I treat my customers? What personals do I need? How will I organize my enterprise? What kind of records do I need? How much capital do I need? How profitable will the business be? And how financially healthy will I be? And what is my break even point? So, yes, when you start a business, you should also consider these questionnaires to have a data. And next topic is that when you write a business plan, this is a you will also have an outline for your business plan. So of course you will have the introductory page. So this contains the name and addresses of the business, the names and addresses of the principals, the nature of your business, and the statement of financing needed, and also the statement of confidentiality report. And next is the executive summary and then the industry analysis. So this includes the future outlook and trends, the analysis of competitors, the market segmentation, and also the industry forecast. And next is the description of venture. So this includes the product, your service, the size of your business, the office equipment and personnel, and the background of the entrepreneurs. And the next one is the production plan. So this includes the manufacturing process, the physical plant, machinery and equipment, and the names of suppliers of raw materials. And next is the marketing plan. So this includes the pricing of your business, the distribution, the promotion, the product forecast, and the controls. And next is the organizational plan. So this includes the form of ownership, the identification of partners or principal shareholders, the authority of principals, the management team background, the roles and responsibilities of members of organization. And the next one is the assessment of risk. So these include the evaluate weakness of business, the new technologies, the contingency of your plan. And next is the financial plan. So this includes the pro forma's income statement, the cash flow projections, the pro forma balance sheet, the break-even analysis, the sources and application of funds. And lastly, and last of the outline of your business plan is the appendix. So this contains the backup materials. So this contains the letters, the market research data, the leases or contracts, and lastly is a price list from suppliers. So all of these things are the sample format in when you have you're planning to make a business plan. So these exactly should look like this. And yeah, thank you for listening, everyone. So for me, the importance of business plan when you make a business, it is really important to have a plan when you think to start a business, so that it could help it could help you it could help your business um, you know to become successful. So that would be all, and let's listen to the next reporters. Thank you, everyone.